Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today I've got a first impressions for you. The first impressions of the Jinhao x159. This pen, it was gifted to me by my wife on day one of Inkvent back on the 1st of December. So I thought I'd fetch the unboxing to you now. Let's just take it out of the sleeve, then we can have a very quick look at it. This, hard to see, but it's actually a dark blue colour, it's not a black. Really interesting to look at this because it's a pen I've been watching lots and lots of other reviewers. So I thought, brilliant, let's have a go myself then. So join me now down on the mat. We'll take a first look at the pen, a writing sample, then I'll give you my initial thoughts on this pen. Welcome down to the mat. Here we've got the pen. This is the Jinhao x159. This is a pen I've been looking forward to getting. I've been eyeing this up for months since I saw the first review, and I've been holding out because there was a limited choice of colours. The first one came out in just black, then some other colours came out, of which this is one. This is actually dark blue. I know it may look black, but it's a very dark blue. But I've been holding out for a green. Little did I know my wife had bought this one for me, which she gifted me on day one of Inkvent of 2022. Let's take a look through the body of the pen. So the x159, we've got a domed top there in this dark blue plastic. We come down, gold coloured ring going all the way around. Onto that is attached the clip. I like the little facet at the top, catches the light nicely there. The clip then comes down, and how springy is it? Well, I can't get it to shift at all. Oh, there we go. Very stiff. Doesn't really bother me because I don't tend to put it into shirt pockets, but I do use a Galen leather folio, so I may have to hopefully loosen this a little bit. The cap, same width all the way down in this gorgeous blue plastic. Then we come here, we've got this ring here, we've got Jinhao on the front. The clip is lined up with the middle of the word Jinhao. On the back, we've got x159. A little bit more of the plastic below that ring. Then we've got a step down to the body. The body, again, seems to be the same width all the way down. We get to near the end, it does start to taper. We get another gold coloured ring and then another domed end. Really nice, classic looking pen. Let's take off the cap. So we go 1 turn, 2 turns, about just over 2.5 turns. And the cap comes off to reveal this beast of a nib. This is a number 8 size nib. 2-toned, I like 2-tone nibs. To me, it just fetches that little bit extra interest to it. So we've got predominantly gold colour. We've got a bit of a silver colour. Looks like we've got the Jinhao logo. Then underneath that we've got F for fine. This pen again only comes in a fine nib. And with it being a number 8, it's not going to be an easy one for me to swap because I don't have any other number 8 size nibs. The section feels like there's a little tiny lip at the bottom. It's not a very big section. I hold my pens down near the bottom. It feels wide. We'll get a better feel when I'm writing with it. Unposted feels quite nice there. Will it post? Yeah, it posts. I will be trying unposted, but at least I've got an option if I wanted. If we unscrew the body, got metal fittings, and then inside we've got a Jinhao converter. All in all, I'm really pleased with this. Really pleasant, really nice pen, and a massive surprise when I opened it up. Just going to step away from the desk and I'm going to give the ink a clean out. When I come back, we'll put ink in it, we'll do a writing sample, then I'll be in a position to give you my first impressions. So I'm back, I've cleaned the pen out. Now when I cleaned the pen, and one of the reasons for doing this, there was some blue ink in it, so I'm hoping that means that the actual nib has been tested. If it is, wow, that's such good going, because the pen itself was only about $12 Australian. And if you're getting that level of custom that you expect from some of the higher end manufacturers, so that would be good if that's what it means. But that's why I always clean out my pens, because you never know what's left in there. I'll pop this to one side. I'm fetching my dragon holder today. There we go. Just pop him there. Hopefully it's nice and clean inside. Now I've got it so you're seeing it on the camera. The ink I've decided to go for is by Diamine, and it's Asa Blue. So I thought, we've got a dark blue pen, let's go for medium coloured blue. And I don't use this ink very often. So let's pop that in there. This is where I've got to be hopeful. It's a wide section. Will it fit in the bottle? No, it won't. Oh dear, what are we going to do? Pop this to one side. Well, I've only got one option then. I pulled out the converter. We're going to have to syringe fill it. So here's a blunt nose syringe. Let's suck some ink up. Hopefully that's enough. Inside the converter it goes. I'm just slowly pressing and filling this up with the ink. There we go. It seemed nearly perfect. Let's fit that then back into the nib unit. I'll assemble the pen. I'm now going to stand the pen like this, just going to leave it a few seconds. Why I do that is just to let gravity give it an assist and hopefully get the ink from the converter and through the nib ready to write. I'll just clear this off. And I'll go and give this syringe a clean out, then hopefully by the time I'm back, the pen will be ready to write. So the syringe is nice and clean now. Let's see, will the pen write? So here we've got the Jinhao x159. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is an Oxford Optic notepad, A5, beautiful paper that I like to use for my fountain pens. So we have got a Jinhao that writes straight off, x159. Fine nib. 12 Aussie dollars. The ink, Diamine Asa Blue. Now I'm wondering if the ink is a little bit pale because there would have still been a bit of water in the nib, so that might start to darken as I use it. Let's look at drying times. So we go immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Well, teeniest bit of a smudge. I'm just going to go belt and braces and do a minute. Yeah, we expect that dry after a minute definitely, because it was virtually dry at 30 seconds. Now, whilst that minute's been going on, I've just been doing some scribbles to hopefully get rid of any potential water that was left in that nib. I'm going to move the mic down to the page and then we'll write a sentence. That's nice to write with. Again, nice, smooth, but teeniest bit of feedback, which is what I like in a pen. There's no pressure. Let's add some pressure. We get more ink coming out when we add a bit of pressure, but I've got to be honest, although it looks like a wider line, I don't think it's that much different. It's not a flexible nib. It's not meant to be a flexible nib. I'm adding pressure here. So there's no pressure. This is one with pressure. So what I'm trying to do is go, and after doing that one, looks like I've got an issue there with ink. Let me just scribble off on my other notebook. See if I'm getting writing again. I'm guessing this is something that Gary did, but that's something I'll have to look for longer term. Just going to write a sentence again just because of that. So let's do the old standard. mean, that's writing quite nicely, isn't it? My flow test. Yeah, keeps up all right. Just not sure what's happened here. I need to look into that a little bit more further. So what are my thoughts on this pen? I'll cover over there the drying times, shall we? Impression is it's a big pen. It's got a wide section. Won't fit in my Diamine bottles. Not a problem, because I can eyedropper a fill with, like I did here with that converter. So there's a converter. Easy enough to do, and I have to do that with a number of pens. Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see this with a piston and a piston window. I think that would be nice, although it would limit my choice of inks if I can't get the section into my Diamine bottle. And with Diamine, I tend to get these 30ml bottles. I like the line, it's fine. I'm not a fine nib person. I usually prefer broad nibs, occasionally a medium. This isn't too bad. I can see me using this. I actually like the ink with it. You know, I think we've got this nice dark blue, and then the pale blue is really fetching this out. I think that looks quite nice. It's comfy to use. It's pleasant to use. I know I've only written a small amount. I need to look at this. Could have been, as I said, I was flexing the nib. It's not a flex nib. It's not designed to flex. So that could be a Gary issue that caused that. I need to do some longer term testing just to see what happens there. But overall, my wife, absolutely awesome gift for it. Love it. Gonna really enjoy using this pen. So this is my first impressions of the Jinhao x159 with Diamine Asa Blue. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts about the Jinhao x159? Have you got one? Do you want one? Or is it a pen that you're not that interested in? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart a conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.